Good afternoon, everyone. It's officially afternoon, so good afternoon. My name is author Aziza Sphinx. I want to introduce myself. I am a techie by trade, but I am a writer by necessity. I have been writing professionally over 20 years now. I actually surprised myself. My first book was published in 1999, going into 2000. So from a professional standpoint, have been publishing professionally since then, so over 20 years. I'm a 100% Georgia peach, born and raised. I love the weather. I love these different changes of season, and a lot of that gets reflected in my writing. As far as the type of writing that I do under the pen name of Aziza Sphinx, I do write Black speculative fiction, which is encompassing science fiction, fantasy, horror. I actually do fairy tale retellings and what a fellow author friend calls the Black fantastic. So it really is a culmination of a lot of different genres under the pen name of Aziza Sphinx. I actually do write um, romance and urban fiction under the name Anagia Wright as well. So I wanted to kind of tell you about a couple of my books. Funky Fairy Tales is actually a group of short stories. It is retelling some of the more popular stories, but from a different perspective. So for Little Red Riding Hood is now grown up. And in my story, she may have actually bitten off more than she can chew. I've done a dystopian version of The Grasshopper and the Ant. I have retold the story of The Ferryman, as well as Hansel and Gretel from the perspective of the witch. And with that particular story, it is an interesting twist because the witch has always been portrayed as the villain, but after you read the story, you'll realize that she may not have been who everybody has portrayed her to be. So that's kind of the summary of my Funky Fairy Tale group of short stories. The Burning Queen is my most recent release. It was released in October, so I'm happy that I finally got that one done. I had actually been writing that book for 7 years, and I finally let it go this year. And The Burning Queen is about this girl named Valdis. She is, in essence, the runt of the litter. She's been banished from hell. She's been betrayed by her family. And it's the story of her fighting her way back into the fold, proving that she is worthy of the 13th kingdom and the furnace that will maintain all of hell when her father, Enadus, finally has to relinquish the throne. So that's a little bit about my book. I wanted to give a shout out to Clayton County. Thank you all for offering these opportunities. I want to encourage people to make sure that you do visit the library system, that they have all different sorts of workshops and opportunities to learn more. Your librarians are there to help you. They can help you research, they can help you find anything, any resource that you think might be obscure. I can 99% guarantee some librarian somewhere is going to be able to help you. And the librarians have helped me for years being able to find resources on obscure fairy tales, those grammar Nazi ideas that you think you have a hold on how those things are going to go, and it just eludes you. And so they're able to find resources, different approaches to being able to figure out the answer to your question. So big thanks to Clayton County. For anybody who is considering a writing career, I just want to encourage you to definitely sit down and write the book. You may not be a person who has to set a schedule and stick to it, and kind of know what your motivation was for getting started, what your motivation is for writing the book. Are you going into this for the love of the writing? Are you going into this for as a business? And if it is, then you have to understand that you need to treat it as a business. And for some people, they just want to share their stories, and there's nothing wrong with that. So find your community. Definitely try to navigate this if you're doing it as a business, learning everything you can. from a business perspective. And again, your librarian can help you and point you in the right direction with that. And, get your book written, get your book edited, get your book marketed, and get your book sold. So I wanted to say thank you again. I appreciate you hanging out. Definitely, you can find me anywhere on social media under the name Aziza Sphinx. My website is also available, www.azizasphinx.com. And if you're interested in any of my urban stories, even from my Aziza Sphinx page, you can actually link over to my Anna Geowright information and be able to hit me up there. So definitely reach out. I'm more than willing to talk to people who are thinking about getting into writing, and again, being able to point you to a resource that can help you on your journey. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.